Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Was it Tuesday now? Yeah, happy Tuesday to all. Welcome to another live beer review. So today I'm going to be taking a look at another one from 903 Brewers called the Peanut Butter Banana Sammich Stout. And you guys know by now that I've reviewed plenty of beers from 903 when it comes to a lot of fruit sours. And I've done a few of their stouts too. And their sours, I can say, are top class, world class. They're making absolutely great sours over there at 903. But I'm going to be completely honest, their stouts have been really hit or miss with me. I've had some that I really did enjoy where they were world class, and some that, in my opinion, were absolutely disgusting. But hopefully this one caught my attention just because if this is done correctly or done well, this can be a game-changing kind of stout for me. I don't know. Because just the flavor profile of this sounds absolutely fantastic with a peanut butter and banana sandwich. So expecting some nice, really nice, hopefully there's a really nice creamy peanut butter note. I'm really curious how that banana is going to come into play. Hoping it's not like almost like an imitation banana kind of flavor, like a candied Runts banana. I really hope they didn't do something like that. But it's a stout aged on peanut butter and bananas, which I'm also curious of what kind of peanut butter they use, because usually there's two different kind of options when it comes to adding peanut butter to beer. It could be either the powdered stuff, which is just powdered peanut butter practically. You just put it into the fermenter or something or wherever you're brewing, and you do it that way, or you add the real thing, and it's messy, but it also adds a creaminess. It adds like a little bit of like a sometimes thickness to the beer, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. It comes at a 7.3% ABV, so not really too crazy with the ABV. It's definitely, I would still put this in the realm of being a sessionable kind of stout, but with it being a milk stout, it better not be peanut powder and Capella banana. Nice one, Kevin. But yeah, this one is, I'm really excited. And it says right here on the can that it pairs well with vanilla ice cream, candied bacon, and blue suede shoes. Since this is kind of like an Elvis, that's pretty much what a peanut butter and banana sandwich is. It's called the Elvis, but it just shows a Sasquatch eating a sandwich. So of course this is part of the Sasquatch kind of line when it comes to stouts. So I'm excited for this one. So let's crack this thing open and see what it's like on the nose on this guy. Let's see. I don't know. I'm thinking if it's a milk stout, definitely could be some creaminess to it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting that peanut butter on the nose. Peanut butter's coming through really nice. It's definitely. Oh yeah. If it tastes like how it smells right now, I think I'm gonna really enjoy this one. But yeah, that smells delicious. So let's pour this thing. Gonna be drinking this out of my untapped tulip glass this afternoon. Let's pour it and see what this thing's, how it pours. Let's see. Oh yeah, a little bit ahead, but not too much ahead. This is kind of making me think it's going to be more of like a bubblier kind of stout. I don't really think there's going to be like crazy amount of creaminess to it. It's not pouring like you'd be creamy. There's definitely a decent amount of carbonation. But yeah, that looks absolutely delicious. It looks like a stout. So look at that. Definitely head dissipated pretty damn quick. Still getting a good amount of carbonation. But yeah, still getting heavy peanut butter on the nose. So I'm curious of where that banana kind of aspect is going to come into play. If it's going to be more of a mellow banana, I would be more of a fan of that. I really like when, with beers that have peanut butter in it, kind of let the peanut butter speak a little bit more than a lot of the other notes, just because for me personally, peanut butter in beer, if it's done right, it's amazing. I'm a really big fan of peanut butter. So if it's done in a beer correctly and it tastes like a really nice creamy peanut butter, that it's going to be a fantastic brew. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Okay. Definitely peanut butter is the first thing you taste on this one. Really not kind of giving you any other kind of flavor. So right off the bat, it's just peanut butter in the face. And then once the peanut butter starts dissipating, you get like, it's reminding me more of like a drier kind of stout. Kind of like feeling you would get during like a Russian Imperial stout. The banana aspect of it, I'm trying to figure out where I can get it. I mean, I really enjoy the peanut butter in this one. I'm seeing if I can find that banana. See, but the banana is very, very light. There's definitely a bitterness that comes in at the end. That's like a dry bitterness. So maybe he thinks that they added maybe some cacao nibs or something in there to kind of add a little bit of a chocolate note, help enhancing that peanut butter, and but also adds like a little bit of a bitterness to it. To be honest, I'm not really getting much banana at all. Even though I feel like adding banana to a beer, it's going to be really, really hard to get the banana to really, really speak, especially when you have peanut butter in something. When peanut butter is a very, very like slap you in the face kind of flavor. It's not really any subtleness to it. But yeah, to me it just almost tastes like more of like a Russian Imperial Stout with peanut butter. To be honest, it's definitely even that dryness. I'm trying to get that freaking banana in there, but I'm not really getting much of it. But yeah, this is not really giving me remnants of a milk stout, because on Untapped it definitely tells me that it says that it's a milk stout on Untapped. But to me, with the mouthfeel of it, having that little bit of effervescence, having a little bit of that more dryness, it's giving me more of like a reminiscence of a Russian Imperial. Even though there's definitely more bitter flavors that come out in a Russian Imperial, it's definitely more of like a hit you in the face when it comes to booziness. There's really no booziness with this one. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm kind of, it's definitely better than some of the other stouts that I've had from 903, especially I know there was this one the apple pie Sasquatch, which I thought was absolutely kind of disgusting. You know, it just didn't, my palate did not enjoy it one bit. So when it comes to having this one and having that kind of Sasquatchy kind of thing, I was nervous at first, but now actually tasting this, yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. And I'm looking on Untapped here, and unfortunately, it's not showing me any similar beers for this guy. So, because on the page itself, it's saying that this beer is no longer being produced by the brewery. So I wonder if this was a one and done kind of situation, which kind of sucks. But hopefully they'll bring it back eventually, or kind of bring in a different rendition of a different kind of peanut butter banana situation, or even another stout with peanut butter. But, so if you're looking for something similar to this, of course, getting that peanut butter flavor and kind of with that kind of feel of like a Russian Imperial, even though it says some milk stout, is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to find a peanut butter stout that also kind of brings out that bitter dryness at the end. So, let's see. There's a bunch of peanut butter stouts out there that are pretty good and all that kind of. So, finding a peanut butter stout out there right now, I don't want to say it might be difficult to find, just because rotation when it comes to liquor stores and bottle shops are starting to rotate in the more kind of summer kind of beers, when it's like your sours are starting to come through a little bit more. Your IPAs, more of those brighter, kind of more refreshing for a warm day kind of beers are starting to come through more. Even though there's a bunch of breweries that still come out with stouts year round, you're definitely going to be seeing more of a rotation when it comes to finding stuff at a liquor store or bottle shop to be in that kind of summer kind of realm of beers they have available. So yeah, just kind of, if my recommendation, if you're looking for something that's going to be kind of close to this one, my best bet is just to kind of start working your way into some peanut butter stouts. I know there's a bunch of out there where the peanut butter is very predominant like this one, but you might have a more of a decadent kind of thing going on where it's a thicker mouthfeel. You definitely might have a little bit more booziness, but the peanut butter is definitely going to be a little bit more creamy than is in this one. You still get that sweet peanut butter flavor in this, but you get the Russian Imperial Stout almost dryness from it too as well. But overall, there's still a pretty decent amount of sweetness to it. But for me, the sweetness hits you right at the beginning and then washes away really, really quickly. So, let's see here. Let me pour a little bit more into the glass. Let me see if I can pour the rest of it in. Because I'll read you guys what is on the can here as a description, because unfortunately it doesn't show a description on the Untapped page, but I'll read it right here. So, PB Banana Sandwich Stout is brewed with all of the whimsy of our favorite novelty snack. Big aroma of roasted peanuts and sweet bananas serve as an invitation to the beer's lush flavors. King-size notes of cocoa and dark chocolate yield to the sumptuous peanut butter and ripened bananas. Rounded out with this rich obsidian treat, nothing beats the comfort of our PB Banana Sandwich Stout. Okay, so now that I know that they probably added cocoa and cacao nibs to it to get like dark chocolate notes, I bet you that's what I'm kind of getting at the end that leaves off this dryness. Because when you're adding, a lot of the times when you're adding cacao nibs to it, you kind of want to balance it out between the cacao nibs and the husks themselves, because the nibs could, if you just use the nibs by themselves, they could add a little bit of too much of a bitterness. But when you use the husks, it kind of balances out. There's still a sweetness in there. I don't know what about the husk that adds a more of a sweetness, but I think it just balances out. It takes away a little bit more of the bitter flavors that the nibs bring in there. Because most of the time when you're adding cacao nibs, it's going to be almost like a powder kind of situation. But I think this one was done pretty damn well. I think it could have been a little bit better on the banana. See, I don't know if they're using banana puree or just maybe just putting bananas in a freaking cheesecloth and put it in there. I don't know. I'd be really curious to see how they added the bananas, because if they're conditioning on it, they're probably putting the bananas either cut up and wrapping it in cheesecloth and just throwing it in the fermenter. Or most likely they're throwing it into the bright tank, because you don't want to throw that stuff in there when the yeast is still active, of course. But overall, yeah, this one's not bad at all. I'm looking here on Untappd. I already read the description on the can, and it's like it says right here. It's a 7.3% ABV, which you guys know by now. I definitely consider that in the realm of being sessionable, just because once it hits that 7.5 realm, that's where I would kind of start cutting off and doing that. And with over 1,204 ratings, this one has an average rating of 3.86 out of 5, which isn't bad, which is not bad at all. And looking here, before I start looking at what other people say about this one, we got a couple verified locations that you can get beers from 903 from. So if you're in any of these areas, you may be able to get some of your stuff from these guys. So let's see, we got the Craft Beer Quick Stop, which is in Phoenix. So you hear me talk about them all the time when it comes to being able to find 903's beers. There's a couple places in Wichita, Kansas. You got Lightning Liquor, and then we got Jacob Liquor Exchange in Wichita. And then let's see, of course, we got the Whippin' Flower Mound, which is inside the VP gas station, which looks like it's like a little convenience store, beer store inside of a gas station. So of course I would expect availability and distribution for 903 in Texas. And then we got one here called the Valero Grand Slam, which is in Decanter, Texas. So of course you may be able to find some other stouts from 903 as available right now. I think if I look on their website, they got the Java the Hutt Stout, which is available. So the Java the Hutt Stout is a really, really nice stout. Definitely has really nice coffee notes to it. And plus, if you like Star Wars, it's a nice beer to kind of take the label, and if you want to add it to like a collection of labels, that's definitely a really good one to collect. But let's look back here on the ratings, and let's see what other people have to say about this one. Of course, my father checked this one in, because usually when I get cans from Tavour, especially from just Tavour themselves, I usually get 2 cans of it just so I can have one for me and have one for my father. So my father checked this one in back in November, and he gave it only a 2.75 out of 5, which is very, very interesting. And what he said about this one is, I like most of their stouts, but this one is just okay. So this one didn't really hit a lot of notes for him, which when it comes to a lot of the stouts we drink, there's definitely a lot more of a complexity when it comes to stuff going on with those, and all the ones that he really enjoys, it's like the higher ABV, the kind of just hit you in the face kind of flavors. Well, even though this one hits you in the face in the beginning with peanut butter, it definitely becomes mellowed out really, really quickly towards like the middle and end of your drinking experience with this one. So he gave it a 2.75, which is what it is. But let's look back here on the global ratings and see what other people had to say about this one. So let's see. This person gave it a 4 out of 5. This person gave it a 3.375, saying it was good, but banana was a little strong. Which for me, I'm not really getting any banana in this one whatsoever. I'm definitely getting the peanut butter up front, and then I'm trying to find that banana, and I just can't seem to do it. But let's see. We got a 2.25 here. We got another 4 purchased off Tavour. Let's see, this guy gave it a 4 out of 5 and said, is this weird that it's lunch? Not at all. Having a lunch beer is never a problem in my book. This person gave it a 3 out of 5, purchased on Tavour, and they drank it at the East Side Beer Club. Wait, where's that? That's pretty cool. Let's see what that has to say. Okay, so it's in Plano, Texas, so it's like a brewery. Okay, I wonder if it's just like a little hangout spot. Let's see, we got another 3.75. We got a 4.5 here. We got a 3.25. Let's do 3 more after that. Another 3.5. 3.75 purchase off Tavour. And the last one we're going to look at here is a 3.75, and this guy looks like he's in the desert somewhere, where it's very wide open there, and it's almost nighttime there. So that's a pretty cool picture. I like that one. But overall, yeah, check-ins are not bad. Definitely seeing a lot of between that like 3.75, seeing a decent amount of 4s, some 4.5, some almost in that 2.5 with 2.75 kind of realm. So overall, check-ins with this one is not bad. Not bad at all. So, okay, so for us SoCal peeps, South Bay Liquor and Chew. Okay, so South Bay Liquor has some 903 stuff, it looks like. Unless it's... Are you talking about 903 Kentucky? I'm not sure. Are you talking about Founders? Because I'm looking up here and talking about Founders stuff, so who knows. But overall, yeah, I think this beer's not bad, but I don't want to see them disappointed, but I think there's a lot of stuff they could have done better when it comes to... They should have made it a little bit more creamier. Maybe I'm feeling like they used the powdered peanut butter and not using actual peanut butter. I think using the actual peanut butter when it comes to just taking out of a jar would add a little bit more creaminess to it. If you're expecting to be a milk stout, you definitely want to have that creaminess kind of be a main kind of mouthfeel you get. This one's definitely more of an effervescent, bubbly kind of mouthfeel. Like then you get like that dryness that from like what I would experience of a Russian Imperial Stout. So overall, yeah, the flavors in this one are nice. I don't really get much banana in this one. Maybe if they would have... See, I don't know if there's... Because sometimes you can use banana extracts and it kind of get in there, but that's... A lot of those extracts, when they call that kind of stuff, you can start getting to the point to where the banana tastes artificial, which you don't want to do. So I think they were trying to stick to the fresh banana kind of situation, even though it's definitely a lighter flavor that's going to get overpowered by the peanut butter. But yeah, I think that bitterness with the cocoa that they probably added in there, given that dark chocolate kind of dryness at the end, I think is what factoring in with that kind of dryness. But overall, yeah, this beer's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Definitely not the worst thing I've had from 903. So, let's see here. Let's start trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing over here on our end for this guy. So, of course, we're to look at can art. And 903 definitely has a nice kind of theme that they usually go through when it comes to how they theme their cans and all that kind of stuff. Of course, with this being a Sasquatch kind of beer, it doesn't say that's one of the Sasquatch, but it's whenever there usually is a stout that they have, there's usually a Sasquatch. So there's a Sasquatch eating the Elvis. I really like that they tell you that this pairs with something and they have like actual things that this beer pairs well with, and then they kind of put a gimmick in there for what this pairs well with, and the last one they put was blue suede shoes, which I think is a nice touch. Overall, yeah, the can art's nice. It's simple, but it leaves up to everything that I would expect from 903. They don't do anything crazy complex. I just think they overall just make really nice and something that's eye-catching, but not too overly eye-catching. So with this one, you have the Sasquatch. If you look closely, all the yellow in the background is just a bunch of bananas. You got the peanut butter, almost like kind of like creaminess on the bottom, where it tells you it was stout aged on peanut butter and bananas. But overall, yeah, it's clean. Not really anything that I would fault that much for the can art. So, but I don't want to say it's not really like something that would catch my attention completely. Most likely, if I saw this at a liquor store or bottle shop, the only thing that would be eye-catching to me would be the 903 on there, because if I saw 903, I'd definitely go up there and see what the hell it is and see if it's something that I've had or I haven't had. So this would definitely still something I would pick up at a bottle shop, just because for my first experience of it, I always want to give 903 a shot, just because I've had really good experiences with them in the past. So they're usually putting out a lot of good beers, so I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But overall, yeah, for can art, I'm going to give this a solid 3.75 out of 5. Not bad. Definitely has its 903 kind of style to it. But let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at 903 Brewers, which I probably wouldn't be doing now because it's not available, but if I did when it was available, would I get another one? To be honest, it's good. I like the flavors, but I most likely wouldn't get another one of these. I would definitely try, if I was looking for a stout, I would try to get something a little more creamier, maybe having a little bit more of a balanced kind of profile, especially if it's going through, like, if it describes, if I taste what they're describing on there, because like I said, I don't really get much banana from this one. So I would enjoy the 5 ounce that I got from it if I got it in a flight, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get another one. So let's see. What is my final rating on this guy going to be? To be honest, I'm going to give this a solid 6.5 out of 10. Not bad. Definitely not my favorite when it comes to stouts that I've had from 903, but it's definitely not my worst experience that I've had with a stout from 903 Brewers. So overall, 903 did a pretty decent job at this one. I think there's could have been a little other things that they could have done better, but overall, it's not bad beer. I would definitely, if you're a fan of peanut butter and you like the kind of dryness that a Russian Imperial kind of gives you, you most likely would enjoy this one. You're just not going to get much of the booziness that a Russian Imperial gives off, because most of the time those are a little bit higher in ABV. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So thank you for 903 for coming out with this one. I definitely enjoyed my experience with it. But of course, like I said, I always say all the time, flavor is subjective when it comes to how you taste things. So if somebody else has anything from 903 or they get their hands on this one from 903 and you like it more than I do, you're more than welcome to enjoy it. Not everybody's going to taste things similar, and that's what the cool thing about beer is. It's everybody can taste little notes that are a little bit different from what I'm tasting and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure that subscribe button as well, as long as for that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live do another review. Plus, you could follow me all over my social media platforms when it comes to Instagram. You can shoot me a follow over there if you haven't yet already. You can see what I'm posting daily on my Instagram when it comes to the beers that I'm reviewing that day, or when it comes to this little bit of shenanigans that I'm doing over the brewery. Unfortunately, I didn't have to work today since we're going through a little bit of a situation with one of the beers we brewed yesterday, so we're trying to get that figured out. But I don't know if I'll have a review up for you tomorrow, because I might be going back there and working tomorrow, so we'll just have to see. But more like towards the end of the week, I'll definitely have more reviews coming out for you guys. And of course, if you want to shoot me a friend request on Untapped, I would definitely love it if you did that as well, because you guys hear me talk about Untapped plenty of times already. It's an absolutely fantastic platform. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers. It's a really, really cool, really cool platform. You check in beers, you get badges, you can see what's popular when it comes to craft beer in your area. You can see what's popular globally. It's just, they have a bunch of different like perks and stuff over on Untapped. It's a really fun platform just to kind of stroll through and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they have a store where you can get glassware and all that kind of stuff. It's just a really fun time over there. So, if you haven't shot me a friend request yet, link to my profile down there is down in the description below as well. Shoot me a friend request. I would love to see what you guys are drinking as well. But last but not least, if you guys want to support me by helping me get some more beer in my hands and all that kind of stuff, I do have a Patreon available to where I do monthly 4-pack giveaways when it comes to Illinois exclusive craft beer. You join, you give the opportunity free to yourself to win a 4-pack from me of beer that I pick out exclusively for you guys. Definitely, also that stuff is stuff on the docket to be reviewed as well. So if you want to possibly help me out a little bit with helping me get my hands on some more beer, and you give me a little extra money in my pocket, and also get the opportunity for you to kind of win yourself some beer in the future, you're more than welcome to join my Patreon. We're all a nice kind of group over there. It's a small little group of us, but everybody's pretty damn cool over there. So if you want to help me out with that, it's more than welcome. But let's see here. And plus, I'm working on possible merch when it comes to shirts. I'm working on possible glassware, koozies, coasters. Thinking about working on like an actual Discord. All that kind of stuff. It's just a really kind of, I have a lot of stuff planned for the Patreon. So yep, Kevin, join the Patreon if you want. It's down, the link to that is down in the description as well. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.